Welcome to Unsubscribe. I'm your host, Avani Jain. In this podcast, I'm going to show you how to intentionally opt out of anything that's robbing you of your energy, freedom, joy, and peace of mind. It's time to let it all go, finally, so that you can clear your mental inboxes and make space to subscribe to a life that truly lights your soul. If you're ready, hop in. We are embarking on the transformation of a lifetime. Hello. Welcome back to Unsubscribe. I am beyond excited for today's topic because we are talking about relaxed money vibes and overflow. This is going to be fun. This is going to be maybe a little sticky if you haven't been feeling expansive and abundant when it comes to money, but we're going to go there because I think it's really important. And money is energy. Money is energy. So let's treat it that way. Let's treat it like we treat any other energy. And I have some really specific ideas, strategies, and ways of thinking about money that I want to share with you that have really worked for me over the years. It allows me to call in some incredible abundance in my life and in my business. And it's just so powerful. So I thought I would put it all together and share it in this episode. Let's dive in. There are so many small and big practices that you can use to train your mind for relaxed money vibes. And I want to talk a little bit about that phrase for a second, relaxed money vibes. When we have a relaxed state of being, relaxed energy, we are able to attract and call in so much more than if we are bracing and white knuckling it, when we're just like hoping, wishing, praying, and like holding on so tight. It reminds me of the parable of the monkey. There is this monkey that finds a jar and there is fruit in the jar, banana, of course, because monkeys like bananas. And the monkey put its hand in the jar and wraps its hand around the banana to take it out. But when it tries to take its hand out of the jar, it gets stuck and it starts to get frustrated because it can't get the banana out and keeps holding on tighter and tighter and tries to pull that banana out and just doesn't happen, doesn't come out. And now it's getting worried, like anxious. Oh my gosh, I'm never going to get my hand out of here. But if that monkey just let go and released that fist, let go and relaxed, it would have been able to pull its hand out. So that's what I talk about when I talk about relaxed money vibes. When we can release, when we're holding on so tight and how we're holding on so tightly, we're able to attract that result that we want, that safety that we want. And this applies to not just money, but other things that we want to create in our lives as well. I want to talk a little bit about how we can create that. I talk about relaxed money, but okay, it sounds beautiful, sounds amazing, but how do I actually make it happen? Like, do I have to go ask for a raise right now, or do I have to go get more clients right now? Yes and no. I love taking action. I think that's really important. But before we take action, we have to get our mind right. Because as I always say on this podcast, we need to create the reality we want first in our minds. Our inner reality dictates our outer reality. You show me someone's life and I will show you someone's thoughts. It all begins with your thoughts in your head. I say this all the time, probably every episode, honestly. So I want to talk about specific things you can be doing to create and call in those relaxed money vibes and this idea of overflow. I also want to talk about overflow too before we get into some of the ideas I want to share with you that actually I'm doing, that I've done in the past. These are things that I've done that have worked, that feel so expansive. But let's talk about the concept of overflow. So we live in a world where people often subscribe to the idea that there is not enough to go around, that there is a finite number of resources. There's not going to be enough for you and me and everyone to have more. But what's interesting is, let's talk about money only for a second. When you look at money, the stock market, for example, when the price of a stock goes up, it's not like the dollars for that stock price are coming from somebody else's dollars in their stock. No, that stock is creating value. That company is creating value. And that value is then reflected in the market cap because that's where the energy and attention is going. And that item is becoming stock a company is becoming more valuable. And that's why the value is going up. It's not that something else is becoming cheaper or some stock is getting smaller in monetary value in order for this stock value to go up. It's just getting created. That value is being created essentially out of nowhere, which is kind of cool, kind of amazing to think about. Like if you count all the dollars in the world, all the fiat currency in the world, you'll know there is enough to go around. And it's pretty incredible. That is the idea of overflow. Overflow is this concept of there is enough for me, there is enough for you, there's enough in my bank account, and I am living in this space of expansion, abundance, and visualizing that there is more than enough for me, overflow for me in money and resourcing when it comes to money and finances, but also in other things. You can think about overflow in many aspects of life, overflow in time, overflow in energy. Tapping into overflow means tapping into the abundance in all areas of life. And we're going to talk about it in the context of money today. And these practices are specifically geared towards creating and calling in overflow in money in our daily lives. If you practice these consistently and commit to allowing them to work for you, your finances will look different a year from now. I'm willing to take a bet on that because what we're doing here is we are rewiring. We are rewiring up here so that you can call in that wealth, that overflow that you want. I want to talk about my daily practices, some weekly practices, monthly practices, and then some once in a while practices too. I don't think I wrote this on here, but I have a once in a while practice that's really powerful that I want to share as well. So, daily practices. Number one, when it comes to spending money, when you swipe your credit card, when cash exchanges hands, the best daily practice you can have for yourself is either out loud or in your head. Every time you swipe a credit card, every time you enter your credit card number online to check out, say, there's more where that came from. There's more where that came from. There is more where that came from. Train your mind every time you spend a dollar to know that there is much more coming. There is money coming your way all the time. And put yourself in this state of expansion. Because I know that there are times I've spent money where I felt like this state of contraction. I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm spending money. This feels expensive. I don't feel good. But instead, can I step out of that? Can I shift states and say, there's more where that came from? There's more where that came from. And put my mind in a place where it starts to believe there is more where that came from. And our minds are lazy. They want to make what we think to be true. And so your mind's going to start paying attention to opportunities to create money, to create wealth, to attract wealth, or ideas that are going to call in more money and actually make that there's more where that came from truth reflect in your bank account. Our minds are lazy, super lazy. So I like to say this mantra every time I swipe my credit card, there's more where that came from. And it feels so good when it gets into that habit of saying that. Oh my gosh. The next thing is another really powerful daily practice, which is a tapping video. There's different tapping videos you can do. There's one in particular that I really love. It is a 5-minute morning manifestation called Morning Manifestation by Gala Darling. And it's on YouTube. It's a 5-minute video and it's all about calling in abundance. It's really quick. I love that it's fast, and it's potent, and it's easy. I just need to press play and I can instantly shift into a state of expansion and abundance. Every time I do this tapping video, I feel like I unlock 1% more expansion and abundance and overflow every single time. It's just amazing. I really, really love her tapping videos. And this one in particular has been one of my go-tos for years now. The third thing that I do daily, all of you know about this if you've been listening to my podcast episode, is my morning manifestation practice. If you go back a few episodes, maybe more than a few episodes. So episode number 6 is about powerful and potent morning practices. I talk about my morning manifestation practice with my best friend and how we do that on Voxer. And we literally call in the lives we want together. It is incredibly powerful. It is life-changing. Like, we've moved mountains together in this practice. And it is probably, if you had to do one thing from all of these things I shared with you today, that would be the one thing. And I detail exactly how to do that in episode 6. So go back and listen to that one. It is incredibly powerful. The next practice that I encourage you to do daily is a visualization. And I want to walk you through that visualization and how it works in a moment. But this daily visualization is a type of meditation that is really easy to picture. And that's why I love it so much. So, this visualization is something that you do sit down, breathe in and out, and like really get present in your body in that moment and visualize your phone and visualize what happens on your phone, your iPhone or whatever phone you have. What happens on your phone when you're calling in the abundance, the money that you want in your life? Maybe you run a business. So when you're calling in the money that you want in your life, you see sales, you'll see push notifications from Thrivecart or PayPal coming in. Someone just bought your big ticket offer. Someone just subscribed to your membership and you see those pings coming in. You see your banking app and you log into your banking app and you see that number ticking up. It is now 5 figures. It is now 6 figures. And the savings in your personal account gets larger and larger. And you can just see that number going higher and higher and higher as you visualize your phone. And I want you to visualize your phone because our lives revolve around our phone these days. Our phone reflects a lot of things in our lives right now. And so visualizing that really locks it into your brain that that thing is a reality. And you can visualize it in different aspects. You can visualize it as an email notifying you of a signed contract for a client. You can visualize it as an email from your boss with the updated offer letter with your raise. I want you to think about all the different ways wealth can come into your life. Maybe you got a tax refund. How would that look on your phone? Maybe you got, like, you'll see a line item on your bank that says IRS, and then they sent you like $10,000 back. Amazing. Wow. Money can come in surprising ways. Allow it to visualize those ways. And I love doing this because when I'm talking to you about this, I'm picturing it in my head and it just feels so exciting and expansive and fun. Making money is fun. Making money is safe. Making money is good because when good people make good money, I strongly believe they do good things in this world. And that's why I love this visualization. I actually heard about this visualization from Amanda Francis, and I love her book, Rich AF. It's one of the resources I'm going to share at the end. Such a good book. So that's where I learned about this practice. It's been so powerful. The next practice I want to talk about is a weekly practice. So I do this in my business. I have a spreadsheet where I'm tracking all the clients coming in, our retainers, how big they are, and I will future pace. I do this every week, what we're going to be making next month, the month after, and so on. And I start to type into that spreadsheet with like pretend client names or placeholders and the money that we're going to be making from them. This is going to be a 10,000 per month client. This is going to be a 12,000 per month client. And I allow it to add up. And the reason it's important to put it into the spreadsheet is because it allows you, again, to trick your brain. Your brain wants things to be true. Your brain is lazy. So when it sees something, it's like, oh, that must be true. Let me pay attention to every single opportunity, every single thing that comes my way, every single idea that pops into my mind, and how I can make that $12,000 per month client a reality. And this weekly spreadsheet manifestation practice has been so great. I've done it for years and years and years. It's how I've called in 20K months in my business, 40K months in my business, 100K months in my business. Like, wow, big things that I never thought were possible have happened because of this practice. And that's why I believe in it so much. If you don't have a spreadsheet where you're tracking your revenue in your business, I urge you to create one and use that as a spiritual manifestation practice to call in those relaxed money vibes. Money can be fun and money can be easy to make. Just feel into it. Imagine what could be. The next thing I want to share is a monthly practice, and this is budgeting. This is something that I've been doing for my personal budgeting every month. I do this for business as well. I use the profit first methodology for business budgeting and personal budgeting as well. And then I do a monthly review on all of our expenses just to make sure that we're not having random subscriptions happen. Like I caught a subscription that was really random that we thought was a one-time payment for a template for a contract, and it ended up being a monthly subscription of $30. Like little things like that I caught. And this is why I think it's so fun. I do it in Notion, which I really love Notion. I think Notion is a really powerful tool, and I'm using it a lot as a database for my life. and I do it somewhere else. I go to a coffee shop and do it, or I do it in a different place in my house. I maybe make a fun snack to accompany me doing this thing, which doesn't necessarily seem fun, which is going through my finances and budgeting, but I make it fun, make it expansive, make it something you look forward to, make it a delicious experience. We get to choose how we approach things, and they don't have to be the default that society says that they should be. Finances and budgeting and looking at your expenses can be fun. The last practice I want to share with you today is a once in a while practice that I have done, and it's been so much fun for me. So I started doing this with small bills like $5, $10, then $20. Now I do this with $100 bills, and I've changed it based on where I am in my life financially. So I do this with $100 bills. I take 10 bills, whatever denomination you feel is right. Maybe it's $1, maybe it's $5, $10 bills, $20 bills. I like $20 bills because that feels a little stretchy sometimes. So I take 10 of those, and I take 10 Post-its, and I write on each Post-it, and each $100, I attach the Post-it to the $100 bill. I don't write on the bill. On the Post-it, I write, if you found this $100 bill, it is yours to keep. And it is a example to you of the abundance and expansion that is available to you. Money is always coming your way. Money is always available to you. And you are a money magnet. And I take 10 of these little packages and I leave them all around town. I left them at coffee shops. I've left them at restaurants, random places I've been at, and just leave $100 bill with a note, because I am passing and sharing this idea of expansion and relaxed money vibes. And I'm signaling to the universe that I feel abundant and safe enough to give away a $100 bill, a $20 bill, a $10 bill, because I know more is coming back to me tenfold. I know more is available to me. I don't need to hold on to it with white knuckles and hold on to that $100 bill and pray that no one grabs it out of my hands. I don't need to do that. I get to release it and know that it's coming back to me again. Energy is released and it comes back. It's in a cycle. We're in a cycle of money, and we can attract that money. And giving $100 bills away, leaving them around town, first of all, it's really fun. It's just fun to imagine someone finding that and how excited they are and passing on this idea of overflow to somebody. It's just so much fun to me. And I feel excited, just that fact itself, sharing this with other people is exciting to me. But then the signal that I'm giving my brain is even more exciting to me, because I'm telling my brain that there is plenty. There is more than enough to go around, and I am available for overflow. It is a potent practice. It is a powerful practice. And I love doing this. I'm talking about this and I'm feeling like I want to do this again. So I might go on a little $100 leave behind spree. I need to name this practice because I'm not even sure what to call it. Maybe I'll come up with a fun name. Can't really brainstorm about it on here, but if you have any ideas, let me know. It's a great practice. And that's my really powerful once in a while practice that I do. I want to leave you with a few resources for expansion when it comes to money. The first one is Rich AF by Amanda Frances. I love listening to this as an audiobook on repeat. It is so good. I love Amanda Frances, and I love that she made an audiobook on this. It's just, I find her vibes and her energy is so powerful. Whenever I feel like I'm in a space of not money vibes, and when I'm in a space of lack, I listen to this and I instantly am able to tap into Amanda's energy and shift out of that. The next one is You Are a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. Really great place to start if you are new to this money mindset thing. And then third is Magnetic Mindset by Gala Darling. Love her stuff. I shared her tapping video earlier as well. Love this book so much. Her book is actually where I got the idea of morning manifestation practice, and we've abridged it since then, but she was the one who shared that with me first in her book. So I want to share those resources with you because they've been life-changing for me, and hope that they are the same for you. They've just really helped me tap into ease and flow and space, and have helped me become a money magnet. And who wouldn't want to be a money magnet, right? Thank you all for tuning into this episode. I cannot wait to see the expansion and relaxed money vibes that you call into your lives it just brings me so much joy to see all of you sharing and implementing these things and sharing it with other people, because that gives me the fuel that I need to keep doing this and keep showing up on Unsubscribe. So thank you. And until next time, have a great rest of your day.